You gonna talk? Oh shoot, we're frozen.
No, I had you though. I
Wow,
had you.
damn,
Wow, look at
good.
that. Look at that.
I was gonna
Yep.
technology stinks around here.
Look at that. Sims Complete. We're back. The Sims Complete podcast brought to you by the Believe Sports Network, sponsored by FanDuel. And yes, Big Phil thought that the screen was frozen there for a second, but I was acting and he
Mhm.
had no idea.
No, I've seen it a lot, so I just figured, okay, you've been working today. You were out in the sun talking to football players,
Yeah.
so I just figured you're probably going to screw up a few things during this episode today. So we'll see.
Wow. What a pep talk. And that's how we
Yeah,
start the
that's why
show.
I'm keeping it real, baby. Yeah,
Keeping it real. Oh my
take it.
God.
No, if you can't take some criticism, then you're in the wrong game.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sure. 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 Big Phil, he's just fired up. He's full of piss and vinegar, as they say in the football world, because he's been at Giants practice. He's been doing it all. He hasn't been hanging out with Sims Complete because he's too big time now.
Well,
But
yeah, that's it. Throw it on me. I have not had
yeah,
one invitation from you here whenever, and I said, I guess are we done? Are we never going to do another podcast? And
yeah,
I said it to you last night because you're busy.
yeah. I made some executive decisions, in the past few weeks, and I said, you know what, just cut this guy. We don't need him right now.
Okay, good. Well, I didn't get any damn time off. I know that. So I'm half blind today because I've been trying to watch video and it's just so much harder. I'm not back into. I got to figure out a way to make this easier. So I think I got it done right before I came on here. So I like to watch the games, but I
Yeah.
don't sit there and have to do one play and then rewire everything and do the next play. So yeah, a lot of
Yep.
good stuff in the NFL, man. And trying to
If only you had just like a few resources and connections with pro football outfits that knew how to help you with these things technologically, instead of you looking at like a 10 by 10 little screen there watching film. But that's okay. Some people are just more connected than others. You're not one of them.
well, I got it all rolling though today, so I did a lot of. It was good. I feel good.
Good.
Saw the Dolphins, saw the Giants.
Yeah.
I'm doing the game on Saturday at 4 o'clock. So
Right.
yeah, you got to go over all these guys and like you have to watch them one at a time and just put it on there and look at how many plays they have. Oh, who would be one? Let me. Oh, Darius Alexander was the last one I did. He played 20 plays, so you want to see him because he's the guy they're really counting on to give depth and play and be an interior defensive lineman to
Yeah.
cause a little trouble. They struggled there last year, and I know it's a big emphasis on it this year for the Giants.
Yeah, it definitely is. And just let's go back and talk about some of those things because you've been spending the past few weeks essentially, right, with the New York Giants. You called the preseason game the other day against the Minnesota Vikings with Bob Poppy. Did a great job. It was great hearing your voice again on the play call. Got to see a great touchdown throw by Jaxson Dart on the move, which
Yeah.
was like very prototypical even of like how we would coach our young students on how to move left, how to throw against the grain, against your body, and deliver a nice, accurate football to Malachi Fields, the young man at Notre Dame. And that's, like you said in the broadcast, you and Bob Papa, it's one of the main reasons why they drafted him, right? Because he's a big, strong, physical guy that can go up and get the ball and rebound it off the glass. So, yeah, just give us some of your thoughts about the preseason game and kind of what you saw from the New York Giants, big guy.
Well, saw a lot. Listen, it was a damn slugfest right in the middle of the ring. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
and what got me? I don't see everything I think, but I'm sitting there looking down the field. I go, my God, there are monsters out there.
yeah,
And I've been kind of looking at some of the names. I go, man, he's 6'6". Oh, 6'7", 350. Yeah, so my eyes at least are good enough to see down from the booth down to the field. And I just can't get over the size. The offensive lines and defensive lines, come on, that battle is over. If you don't meet certain criteria for either side, you won't get a chance to play. You have no choice. You have to be big, strong, physical, and all those things to get a try at being an NFL player. But you got to be that way to have success. It's very few you see that are undersized still getting it done. Because, man, no matter how strong you are, right, Matt? If you weigh 300 and that guy hitting you is 350, you're going back. You know, you're going back. And so, and oh, let me stop him. I'll do this. Then you get your ass run over. You know, so it's amazing. So that's I do kind of like watching the offensive linemen, especially for the Giants. They got so many, man, they got a lot of guys there that can play right now. So it's going to be really interesting to see who they count or who they keep and count and what they're going to be some guys that get let go from the Giants on both sides of the ball. They're going to be picked up really quick.
Yeah, and just your thoughts on from what you've seen. You were at training camp last year. Now you're at training camp this year. In your opinion, is there a noticeable difference in just kind of how the vibe is around the building and how the energy is on the practice field? Like, where are some of the differences from what Giants fans kind of came to learn and expect last year compared to maybe what they could see this year?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I haven't heard anything about anybody being upset about anything. You
Right.
know, for the players, yes, the practices are hard. Wow, okay, big damn deal.
Yeah.
Professional football, you have to practice hard. You have to sometimes, get ready for the game that's coming on. And you don't do that by going in slow motion. You try to make it get ready for what's going to be coming at you on both sides, like I've already said.
Hmm.
But yeah, the practices are really awesome. It's just the players, I think, are very happy. I've talked to a couple and just give them a little, because, hey, how's it going over there? Oh man, Sims, it's so much better. We're doing this. And they don't tell me think I don't care. But I could just see the enthusiasm from some
Yeah.
of the big time players that they love the way the coaches are coaching the team and they like the schemes that they have. They're going to put in when the real games start. We'll start seeing some of those. We didn't see many over the weekend. Don't expect to see many down in Miami. And it's going to be like you help me here. It's really simple. We're going to line up and we're going to hit you. We're not going to trick you. We're just going to punch you in the face on both sides. That's what I think. That's what we're going to see.
Yeah.
If there's a team you can do that to, Miami could be one of them.
Right. Right.
So
And just for that experience for you, of course, and covering the game with Bob Papa, what was it like just seeing Jaxson Dart now, year two, and how he goes about his work? You were impressed as a rookie. He flashed in practice when you kind of went there for that first training camp. You saw some throws, you're like, wow, this guy can really play. He's got some great feel. So now what's that next layer of things that you've noticed about him now that this is second training camp under the new regime?
Man, I don't know if I can say I notice anything that's different about him.
Yeah.
One thing he's got going, I didn't say it on the air. I kind of wanted to, but the players, his teammates, they really like him. I
Yeah.
mean, and he knows how to be a leader in a way that doesn't offend other players.
Mhm.
And I need to say that this weekend because I like that. But
Yeah.
it's a role that's, man, you got to manage it, and uh, he does that great. So, and I think he's a very instinctive runner, really like off the charts instinctive,
Yeah.
which I even said, I think in the opening, the one thing I saw last year consistently was him running right or left. The coverage is really good, and he still makes the throw.
Yeah.
I looked at a bunch of them last week, and I didn't see any interceptions. Saw a few incompletions, but his movement right and left and throwing the football on the run, it's as good as there is in the NFL.
Yeah, that's amazing. And of course, we got to see a great throw on the run to his left for a touchdown to Malachi Fields, like we mentioned earlier. As far as just, what you've seen early on from Matt Nagy in this offense, along with the brain trust of Coach Callahan, Coach Roman, just what are your thoughts as far as the whole offensive group and kind of how they're gelling together as a unit?
Well, it looks good in practice.
Yeah.
One thing they go against man, it's really amazing to watch the organization. There's the play over, and we got 8 guys on offense running in and getting their spot. Everybody's running out, and you're running 5 plays or whatever. When they say change or whatever they do, man, it happens fast.
Yeah.
So, um, just they're just working on really, I think, building and perfecting the basis of what offense and defense is about for the team, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So Matt Nagy, he's putting the structure up right now, and it's open. There's no bricks or anything, and that's coming later. They're just
Mhm.
trying to get the foundation really solid. And they did it in the game. Of course, he's not going to sit up here. Gosh Almighty, they're over pursuing. Let's do this. No,
Yeah.
call the meat and potatoes, baby, and that's what they did. And again, I think we'll see a few different wrinkles just thinking about it. That you got to open it up sooner or later a little bit in
Yeah.
preseason football. So I would expect that could happen down in Miami.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's kind of going to be that way as well. Like we even saw with Josh Allen and his preseason debut that they kind of like they emptied the tank for him. They really did. They had all the little gizmo and gadget plays that you could possibly have for a guy who doesn't even really need them. They went out of their way to make sure that he got easy completions, and I think we'll see the same thing too as well for the New York Giants and this next preseason game. Your thoughts on just
Hold it. Let me
that?
just
Yeah, go ahead.
about Matt Nagy.
Yeah,
I watch him, every day. I got to eat somewhere during practice. He's going to be throwing the football. And man, I'm telling you, he can throw it
yeah,
like real, and he has good technique.
yeah.
Yeah. So I looked him up. At Delaware, he threw for, I'm going to just guess, 8,000 yards or so. I don't know. He had some numbers.
Right.
Then he played in the Arena League for not 4 years, but 4 different teams. He threw for over 20,000 yards.
Right.
Man, that's a miracle in the Arena League because, if you get a first down, well, that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
But I might have some of these numbers wrong. I wrote them down, but I can't wait to get a laugh out of him when I talk about it. He
Yeah.
played over Chris Mara owned the New Jersey or the New York team, whatever. They played there, and Chris Mara remembered the game. He goes, man, you played over here, and you guys lost, and y'all scored 69 points. 69. They lost
Yeah.
71 to 69. I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can't really be mad at that loss at
No,
that point. Like you clearly did your job on the offensive side.
but how he really, I think, works during practice, it's really, he's on top of it. So there's no doubt about that. He's really on top of it. And it looks like, and I've never been around him really, but his personality, he knows how to manage the players, which
Yeah.
is very, very crucial always.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about some of the players that have really kind of caught your eye. I know the other day we were on the phone talking to each other and just kind of catching up for the first time in a while after your busy few days there with the Giants during training camp. But you had glowing remarks about Odell Beckham Jr. and just
Oh,
how he looked
yes.
and how he performs as a veteran receiver now.
I hear a few people, making fun of it. Well, he only did 3 things or whatever. Yeah, but damn, they look good.
Yeah.
And 2, on the field, I thought he looked fast. It's always my concern. Did he lose so much speed that he just won't be able to do it, even though mentally he can?
Yeah.
And I would say this, yeah, he can still do it. The one thing, he is a strong dude.
Right.
He's got some legs and everything on him that, a lot of receivers don't have. So when you go to fight him at the line of scrimmage, I like his chances. And he's got great feet. And of course, he catches the football. To say it's easy to him, that's an understatement too. He's got hands. He's got 2 catcher mitts on his hands. And, so I watched him a few, not always, but I try to keep my eye on him a little bit because I think it's so intriguing. And did you hear when he finally came into the game, there was, I don't know, let's say there was 20,000 people there. It might be too many. But the stadium lit up right away. And I go, what the hell's going on? Why is everybody clapping and screaming?
Yeah.
Because Odell walked onto the field.
Yeah.
So that's great. If Odell, you got him and Malik Neighbors, that is huge. If they're who we think they are,
Yeah.
health-wise, so can they get to where they can be the max for them this year? That changes everything. Changes the running game, makes it easier, changes the blitzing, and it just we'll see. I'm really anxious these next 2 preseason games to see how it goes because I think sooner or later, Matt, you played in many preseason games. Sooner or later, you just got to let it go a little. Like, let's go and try to score. We're not just going to or we've got to work on the power to the right.
Right.
You know,
Right. Yeah.
but those two, and then uh, Mauigoa,
Yeah.
the first round. Oh, he why was he so mad? He was unbelievable. And I watch him, and it's like the play's over, and got to get another hit, and whatever.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got everything you want for this to work, and they got some other backup linemen. He won't be a backup, of course. He's going to start, but they got some offensive linemen that got the size. They got everything, and they got the mentality too.
Yeah.
So, was I fooled by the Minnesota Vikings? No, but it was a great first test for the Giants. Like I said, that Minnesota and our boy Brian Flores, it's not like he really blitzed a lot, but he every once in a while, and he did a great job. His alignments,
Yep.
he's making a preseason game, he's making guys goes, who the hell am I blocking? There's like four of them here.
Right.
Yeah, he had that going a little bit. So competition, just sooner or later it gets everybody.
Yeah, it's not exactly the easiest defense to go against, especially in preseason.
Oh,
And of course, you think, all right, first preseason game, they won't throw too much at us, but it is Brian Flores, so I probably should do a little bit more research and dig into some of the things that he's done in the past, just so I'm prepared and knowing our keys and all that. And
right.
and yeah, I mean, hey, that's what led to a big hit on the quarterback in the game, right? And Jaxson Dart, and that's the blessing and the curse of playing in preseason games and getting those opportunities for your starting guys, right, against a defense like that is so versatile, that does do a lot of different looks, and really forces you to over communicate if you're going to perform well. So that was a great opportunity for the New York Giants offensive line, and really for the team in general, to go up against that team that way.
Yeah, a lot of talk about the play, the blitz. It was really a simple, ordinary blitz. It's just
Yeah.
five guys rushing the quarterback. There's your guy. They took their eye off of it. He gets the hit. I don't think Jaxson Dart's head ever hit the turf. I
Right.
watched this close, but he got the breath knocked out of him.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, it was a power punch to the rib cage.
Oh,
So yeah, I don't care how strong you are, it's going to beat you up.
no doubt. And so he goes in the blue tent. Everybody, that's a big thing. But let's say it this way. So if you proceed on the side that we're not going to take a chance. So you that's why you got to take them to the blue tent.
Yeah.
We have too many ex players that needed the blue tent, and I don't know. That's the safest way I can say it.
Hmm.
So, and he knows, but this is something he couldn't control. So he got
Right.
the breath knocked out of him and all that stuff. Well, it's different, but how do you know that right away when you're watching the game? You don't.
Right.
My first thought was, oh my gosh, I hope it's not the helmet in the head or whatever. It wasn't. But it's picking up the blitz. Man, oh man, how many
Yeah.
times do you think they're going to do it this week before they go to Miami?
That's right.
You're letting you almost ruined our whole year right there.
Right.
So it could have happened. So you got lucky, barely got lucky, and that's over. Good learning lesson. You got lucky, you survived it, and now just make it better.
That's right. That's right. I mean, and that's where, again, just you got to play to get better. You got to play as a group to improve, to understand what people and the limits of what you can do, what you need to improve upon, all that. It's part of it. Of course, we were all holding our breath a little bit, right, when we saw it. I wasn't really necessarily thinking about like any concussion. I was more so concerned about him like breaking a rib by the way that hit was.
Yeah.
And of course, like him on the ground for a second, I think it really was just trying to get the wind back before standing
Sure.
back up again. So, but it's part of the game, and you're right. Good learning lesson for everybody to stay alert, to stay engaged, especially in pass protection, especially against the team that's obvious against the blitz and rushing. So I think that's just one of those where like, yep, hey, we're back. It's football, and sometimes uncomfortable things happen, right, for everybody involved in that. But the other news too, right, based off that position, is the fact that they just signed Najee Harris. So it
Yeah.
looks like they're going to be releasing Juju Smith-Schuster. They're going to be signing Najee Harris to a 1-year deal. Coach Harbaugh said that he's not in football shape yet, but is projected to get there sooner rather than later. And just adding overall depth and veteran leadership to a running back room that is, essentially young right across the board with Cam Skattebo, and Tyrone Tracy.
If he's in great shape, which I would think he would be,
Yeah.
and I think if I trust anybody judging him or whatever, would be the staff with the Giants, because a lot of Baltimore people are there, and they had to see that big dude twice a year.
Yeah.
And if he's in great shape and got his weight to where he can be at his optimum speed and all that stuff, that's going to be a big deal, I think. And yeah, it's a good pickup by the Giants. I'll just say that. The other thing, real quick, was to change subjects. Cam Skattebo, and I don't care what the numbers are, but damn, he looks fast.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's just funny seeing him. You see him, and somebody told me, somebody in the front office of the Giants, I think, I can't remember who told me. He goes, yeah, everybody, people knew that let's don't get infatuated with what he was at Arizona State.
Right.
Kind of the antics and all that. This guy's a player.
Right.
And, so when I said it on the air, I said when they drafted him, I thought they were getting somebody for 3rd and 1, just smash it up in there. But we find out he can bounce it outside. He makes it look easy, straight arms. He's a weapon to deal with, I think, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely is. And of course, too, just good to see him healthy and getting reps and just getting back into football shape after his injury. So that's exciting. Were there any other players or thoughts that you had that caught your eye just from your experience these past few days with Bob Papa and covering the Giants, preparing for these preseason games?
Okay. Tell me what you think about this one. I brought it up and I thought, well, man, a lot of people are going to hate this, or I don't know, whatever they think. Evan Neal.
Okay. What do you got?
I liked it.
All right. What is it? What are you seeing that you like?
I'm going to cheat and look. He had 20 plays too. It's amazing how they know how to give everybody just the right number. Oh, look who's behind you. Hey, Mateo. But, I didn't realize he's 6'7", 350.
Yeah.
So I just kind of wrote down when plays would break a little and somebody, the whole teams are running out to the sideline, he was flying out there, running, playing every play, little, and I mean, had a little attitude to it too.
Right.
He's big. I don't think he gave up a pressure. I think they did a game one time where they kind of caught him, but he had time to hit the guy. Hell, he hit him with the hand, and they were falling down.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just the size, who he was supposed to be. He now is a right guard left guard. And he has a chance to make the team. This is it. If the Giants cut him, we know how it goes. Somebody else will pick him up and just check it out to make sure. And then, so this is a big deal. He's got to be all in, and he's got to play every play like it's his last. And he did that against Minnesota. And I graded it hard too.
Yeah.
So I had like the first 4 plays, I write it like this: check plus means he did the right thing. And I loved what he was doing. Gave it 2 check minuses, but out of the 20 plays, it was great. I mean, God, you can always use another really good lineman.
And what's your thoughts too on Arvell Reese and what's seeing him in person, with the rest of the defense, with Brian Burns, Tremaine Edmonds, right, who's a big middle linebacker as well for him. Of course, Abdul Carter's out there. And like you mentioned earlier in the show, Darius Alexander and his impact for this team stepping up, moving forward. But your thoughts on Arvell Reese and what you saw from the young man, Ohio State?
Okay, he doesn't look real. He looks like a cartoon character out there. I mean, like he's ripped and got
right.
Damn, can he run? Oh my God! I mean, he's out of the play, and then there he is. And I think it was John Harbaugh that said it. He goes, "I can't wait till they try to run with Arvell Reese sitting there."
Yeah, right.
As I saw a few tackles, I was going to tell that, but whatever. But man, really, and his speed is noticeable right away. And I'll tell you, Kayvon Thibodeau, he played Didn't really make the big plays or anything like that. But man, he was hustling too. This whole group,
Yeah.
they're competing to beat you, but they're also competing with each other.
Yeah. Right.
I got to play really, really well for people to notice because of all these other guys are really good. And
Right.
yeah, there was nothing that really, what's the word for it, got me thinking that the Giants, well, they got to fix this.
Right.
No, nothing. I thought the defensive backs made some plays, and we're not scared of the wide receivers. So we'll see more as we go down to Miami.
All right. Awesome stuff, big guy. That was great. Great breakdown too of the Giants and all that. Excited too that we're getting closer and closer to the season now, which is really pumping up. And it's just it's that time of year, right? Where it just seems like you can make the case for, it seems like almost every team in the NFL, like, yeah, I like these pieces here. I think they can do some good stuff there and all that. So there's optimism across all 32 cities right now for the NFL. And I think that's what's really cool with this time of year, right? Is that, everyone's got a fighting chance. Everyone can kind of see that pathway for them to be successul.
Sure.
And that's what's really cool about it.
Sure, you everybody else were you worried about no, just we're going to win. I don't see a game that we won't win. You know how it is, and
Yeah.
it's kind of real. All right, last thing. So I think he played for Baltimore. I hope I'm right. Baltimore. I can't even remember who they played now, but I'm watching the game. Cole Payton, the North Dakota State
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah.
He's in there. He's throwing it. Hell, they could pick almost every throw, but he keeps throwing it. He doesn't care. Lefty.
Right.
And made some really good plays, runs, not afraid to run because he is huge.
Right.
But he's running down near the 10-yard line, whatever. He's a lefty, and I think he switches hands and tries going to throw it with his right.
Right.
It was. I think I got it turned around the wrong way, but yeah, it was just like just watching it. I was laughing, not laughing, but damn, he just doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's
That's the style,
Yeah.
and hey, young, energetic, and just go out there and let it rip, man.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. He plays for the Eagles. Yeah,
Yep.
perfect fit for the Eagles. He really is. It's
You're funny. You're
oh,
funny. All right. Well, hey, we got Phil Simms back in the building. This is the Simms Complete podcast on the Believe Sports Network. He's Phil Simms. I'm Matt Simms. We're brought to you by FanDuel. Thank you so much. We're going to be back next week. We got the team back together. Right, Mateo?
Yeah, we're with Sims Mateo.
That's right. Exactly right. This is Simms Complete. We'll be back next week. See you guys.
Bye, Sims.